Lesson 68 is about percent word problems and visualizing percents less than 100. And the first question we have today says, sales tax is 5% in Maryland. Joey bought a pair of basketball shoes advertised for $62. How much sales tax did he pay? Now, in order to find sales tax, we're always going to have to take our total price and we're going to multiply by the percent that we pay for sales tax. So how much sales tax did he pay? We're going to say $62. And we're going to multiply it by 5%. Now when we multiply by 5%, remember the dot, that just means multiplication when you see it between two numbers. Multiply by 5%, we need to take that 5% and turn it into a decimal, or a fraction. So 5%, well, that's the same thing as 0.05, because percents are always out of 100, so this is 5/100ths. Or we could say that's going to be equal to 5/100ths. In this problem, let's go ahead and use our decimal to solve. So we're going to have $62, and we're going to multiply that times 0.05. So to find our answer, well, 5 times 0 and 0 is going to be 0 and 0. 5 times 2 is 10. We'll carry our 1. 5 times 6 is 30, plus 1 more is 31. We've got to move our decimal point. Remember, to move our decimal point, we're going to go out 2, out 4, so the total out is 4. The total in will be 4. Skip all the way across, and we can see we have 3.1000. We'll simplify this because this is money, remember, so we can only have 2 decimal points to the hundredths place, and we have an answer of $3.10. So when Joey buys his basketball shoes for $62, we multiply by the sales tax rate of 5% after we turn it into a decimal, we find the sales tax is $3.10. Let's look at our next problem. Okay, we want to complete this diagram by finding A and B. And this is a way to help us visualize percents that are less than 100. Because on the left side, our box is out of 600 total. And this is 100%. So this would be as much as we could have in this example. Well, if we break the 600 into two pieces, we've got one piece with 180. We don't know what percent it is yet. And then we've got one piece where we don't know how many things there are, but we know it's 70%. Now in this problem, we can find A and B, because A plus 70% equals 100%. So A must be equal to 30%, because 30 plus 70 is equal to 100. If we want to figure out our value for B, what belongs in this big part of our overall 100%, well, we know the whole is 600. There's already 180, so to figure out what's left in B, we're going to have to subtract. And we'll take away 180 from 600. Well, when we do the math, we borrow from the 6 to get a 5. That leaves us with 10. 0 minus 0, that's 0. 10 minus 8 is 2. And 5 minus 1 is 4. So we've got our answer. B is equal to 420. And that's one way we can go through these problems when we're given diagram boxes and missing pieces to fill in. Let's look at our next problem. Our next question says, Ewan was a smart shopper. He got a great kilt for $433.65. It was 30% off the original price. What was the original price? Now using these diagrams can help us a lot in a problem like this, because we originally have the original price, that's 100% of what it normally costs, because that's the whole, and then our sale price, the amount that he got it for, was $433.65, because we take the discount, which was 30% off, so we can fill that in, and we subtract the discount from the original price to get the sale price of $433.65. Now, in this problem, what we need to do is we need to figure out what percent of the original price is $433.65. Well, we know that's 70%. So 70% of the original price, so 70% times our original price, OP, is going to be equal to our sale price of $433.65. Now we can go ahead and go through this math to find our answer. 70%, well, percents are always out of 100, so that's the same as 0.70, we can leave the 0 off, times our original price, is going to be equal to $433.65. Now to find our original price, we have to undo the multiplication of 0.7. So to undo that multiplication, we're going to divide by that number, 0.7. We're now left with our original price on the left, and to balance out our equation, we divide by 0.7 on the right. So we can go ahead and divide $433.65 by 0.7 to find our original price. Let's go ahead and work through that math. We've got blue, and we'll use a different tip for the pencil today. We've got $433.65. We're going to divide it by 0.7. So when we're dividing by a decimal, we know to go over, so we have a whole number, and over, so we have a balanced division problem. So we're going to move the decimal point straight up. And now we'll go ahead and divide. 7 goes into 43 6 times. 7 goes into 43 6 times. 7 times 6, that's 42. We subtract with 1 left over and we have 13. 7 goes into 13 1 time. We get 7 times 1 is going to be 7. 13 minus 7 is 6. We bring down our 6. 7 will go into 66 9 times, because 7 times 9 is going to give us 63. We have 3 left over and we bring down our 5. 7 goes into 35 5 times. There's nothing left over because 7 times 5 is 35. We know we're working with money in this problem, so we must have one more zero, so we have 50 cents, and we've got our final answer. The original price was $619.50. So if we take 30% off of $619.50, we get our new sale price of $433.65, because that's 70% of our original price. These diagram boxes can be very helpful in figuring out how to write out your equation for these problems. Lesson practice will be on page 217. Make sure you've got your notes complete, and I'll see you during our next class.